Have you ever played 7 Days to Die? If you played on PC, you probably liked 7 Days to Die and had some fun with it. On the other hand, if you played on console, well, you probably tried it out and realized that this is more like a PS2 or a PS3 game. Controls are laggy, reaction to your inputs are slow, graphics are fuzzy, everything is dark, and the world is covered in fog to help keep up with the performance. Just a slew of outdated problems. Well, something big just happened, specifically for console players. I'm Sam the Ashen, and this is 7 Days to Die. After a really long time, years, literally, of seeing PC 7 Days to Die get updates and looking great, console saw no updates at all. I'm fortunate enough to be able to play on PC or console, and PC was always the way to go for this game because of the lack of updates, among some other general hardware reasons. Luckily for everyone, version 1.0 just came, and that included console. Even though I already have 7 Days on PC, and the previous PS4 version, I went ahead and bought the game on PS5 just to see how similar it was. As soon as I got into the game, you can see how great the character models look, and you can even customize your own. It's pretty limited as far as how much you can do, but the models still look great. When I loaded into the world, which was really fast, pretty on par with PC, my mid-tier PC, and I could instantly tell that the controls felt nice and snappy, no input lag, the graphics look as similar as they can to the PC version, and the game runs surprisingly well. There's a few lag spikes at certain times, and when you're in a big city for the first time and there's a bunch of zombies, but with their smart way of going about certain rendering and stuff, only loading the necessary resources, the game really doesn't have much lag. The true test of this would be some of the Horde nights, because that's obviously when there's the most zombies, and it's probably the biggest impact on performance. After surviving through multiple Horde nights, I can definitely say that the game performed surprisingly well. Zombies everywhere, all different directions, vultures in the sky, zombie cops spitting acid puke at you, and it's all running smooth. Just for a good reference of the reception so far, 7 Days to Die has a rating of very positive with over 200,000 ratings on PC. Now the old console version had a rating of around 3 stars with around 1,000 ratings. I can't double check to make sure because it's not listed anywhere that I can find, not even on the PlayStation Store. But the new console version that just released has a rating of 4.72 out of 5 stars, with over 6,000 ratings already, which is obviously a massive difference, for good reason too. A little background from what I could find online is that the devs of 7 Days, the Fun Pimps, sold their rights to the console version to the company Telltale Games, so that they could work on the PC updates while Telltale worked on the console updates. Well, when Telltale went bankrupt, the updates for the console never came, and apparently the Fun Pimps had to go through a lot to get their rights back to the game on console. During all this, the future of the console version was looking pretty bleak, because Fun Pimps didn't want to risk a repeat of what happened before, and wanted to keep their main focus on PC. But as we can all see, the Fun Pimps stuck to it and pulled it off really well with a lot of support from the community. I actually played the previous 7 Days to Die on console, even past the second Horde night. A buddy of mine and I played it, and it was pretty fun, but the performance was also pretty terrible, along with everything else I mentioned before. I think that speaks to how good the core of the game is, though. It's got a great progression loop of scavenging, clearing zombies, getting the main loot at the end of a location, making the trip back to your boxes and stacking up all the loot, and then going back out and doing it again to prepare for that 7th day. That's not even mentioning the trader quests, which are really worth doing because at the end of their tier rewards, you get things like vehicles, weapons, skill books, and more. There's also the whole aspect of upgrading your base. Maybe you have 2 bases, one main and one for Horde Day. You might want to work on upgrading your main base with water collectors and motion sensors to spot incoming hordes of zombies, and you might want to upgrade the material of your horde base so it can withstand the onslaught of the 7th days. Or you could add traps to help manage all the zombies. Building a horde base is one of the funnest parts because there are so many ways you can go about it. There's no one way that's right or wrong. Sure, some are better than others, but with some creativity, you can make it work. 7 Days to Die, now even on console, is a blast. The future of console 7 Days wasn't looking so good before this 1.0 release. I wasn't sure if we were ever going to get the kind of updates that we saw on PC, but finally we did. The only downside is that you have to buy the game again if you own the old version and you want to upgrade, but seeing how it's pretty much unrecognizable from the old version, I don't really think it's a big deal. I think it's totally worth it, but that is the only downside that I could find. The game is really well rounded, the performance is really impressive for such a taxing game, and I'm really happy with where it landed. The multiplayer is great as well. I played plenty of online multiplayer with a friend of mine, and I talked to him on his end because I was the one hosting the server, and he said the performance was great on his end as well. So if any of this sounds fun for you, or you like zombies at all, I would highly recommend you check it out. I don't think you'll be disappointed. I know plenty of people have had different experiences on both console and PC, so let me know in the comments what you think about the game on either platform. I'm really interested to know. If you enjoyed the video, leaving a like helps me out a lot. If you want to see more from me, I post once every other week on Sunday, so I'll never clog up your feed. I hope you have a good one. Peace out.